Looking to go 14-0 this week. That's the goal. 14-0 is the goal. So,
if we both go 14-0,
that'd be kind of nuts for the first time ever. That'd be kind of nuts.
That would be fate.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, week 5, 2024. You heard it here first. 14. Actually, we can't go 14-0. We already lost. Darn it.
All creation through bomb and form, the greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form, or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker, 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin, no stuff.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Plays. I am your host, Davion, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the co-host, Eric.
Hello.
Welcome to another great episode.
Welcome to this football podcast. Eric's rocking a baseball shirt.
Yeah, you know, baseball playoffs are starting. The WNBA playoffs are on as well.
Baseball playoffs are in full swing. The divisional round starts tomorrow as the day we're recording this, which is Friday.
There's a chance that there's a berth in the semifinals are on right now for the WNBA. So this is game 3 of New York Aces, and the Aces are down 0-2 in the series, and it's a best of 5. So that's scary. Basically, we have to win 3 straight in order to, not lose.
Yeah.
Not be eliminated. That is. All right. So we'll see how that is. But by the time this drops, and sorry for the lateness on everything. Like technology has not been my friend, and then I celebrated my birthday, and then we just got busy this week. It was just crazy because we're recording this on Friday instead of Tuesday.
Yeah, normally we do this on Tuesdays. It's currently Friday, October 4th.
Yeah.
So you'll see this probably circa halftime of the London game.
Hopefully then, if not, I might get it out beforehand because I should be able to edit it tomorrow night. Yeah. That's my goal. So hopefully it'll come out like an hour before the London game. Hopefully.
No, I'm thinking football's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not. We're good.
Yeah, we got time. Hopefully.
We got time.
I know myself, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Might be on something. But sorry about that. We always go with our Preds, and we committed to it. We texted each other. We're very, very honest people. So there's that. But enough about that. Let's talk about the schedule today. Of course, we're going to talk about the Broncos. We're going to talk about the Eagles because those are always our 2 hot topics. We're each going to pick 2 games, and then we have a draft for you today that should be a lot of fun. We're going to go through our week 5 predictions, and then we will get out of here. I think that was the correct schedule. Cool.
I believe so.
Awesome. Well,
I guess really quickly,
yeah,
we can do this since we're recording this on Friday.
Yes.
Thursday Night Football happened last night. We can just knock that out real quick. We both took the Bucks. We were both wrong.
Yes, we were both wrong, and we both almost took the Falcons. We both were on a little questionable about that. Phenomenal game, by the way.
What a great game.
Didn't expect Falcons Buccaneers hasn't been a phenomenal matchup in a very long time. So
I know. Can we talk about fucking Baker and Kirk Cousins showing up to give us like a Matt Ryan Tom Brady-esque duel?
Dude, I was just shook that Kirko beat the allegations. Primetime allegations are done. Let's wrap it up.
I know, that was huge.
It's crazy because the Falcons weren't the ones that falconed this time.
I don't even think the Bucks really falconed though.
Nah, they didn't. They just get that touchdown in OT just sucked.
Like both teams played great. Like that was honestly a solid game all around.
Yeah, really fun to watch. That's for sure. But yeah, it was great. Speaking of that, let's start things over in the good world of MetLife Stadium, where your Broncos traveled to MetLife to play the Jets and came out with a 10-9 victory.
That is true. Here's your neato fun fact of the day.
Yeah.
We set a really unimpressive record this week.
Yeah.
So with like X amount of attempts, right? I think that minimum 20 attempts. Bo Nix threw the fewest amount of yards.
Yeah.
For a team that also won the game in the history of the league.
That's crazy. No, I think the biggest thing with that was that they threw a lot of screens and a lot of check downs. They didn't really let them throw down the field, which was interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to know the best part of this?
Yeah.
Technically, Cortland Sutton has all of those receiving yards. Because Javonte Williams and Michael Burton each had 3 receiving yards. But then Troy Franklin and Tyler Beatty each had negative receiving yards, effectively canceling each other out, giving Cortland Sutton exactly 60 receiving yards for Bo Nix's 60 passing yards.
That's crazy. It's quite funny, actually. Things I didn't expect.
So, I mean, the Broncos defense really showed up and was honestly really impressive because the Jets had been really impressive the last couple of weeks, and it was honestly kind of the Broncos defense that really stepped up and made this a game. The Broncos offense looked pretty pitiful. I mean, we threw 60 yards after all. But like their running attack was decent. 16 carries on 77 yards for Javonte Williams, 9 carries, 46 yards for Jaleel McLaughlin. So like I don't think the rushing attack was all that bad. The passing attack looked bad, but again, rookie quarterback, this is week 4. So I'm not expecting it to be ultra impressive. But at the same time, we're hoping that the Broncos are making some bigger strides. At the end of the day, win's a win.
Facts.
2-2 feels pretty good right now. But I don't
Can't
have
relate.
hope. The Broncos still suck because I'm not doing that thing where I have hope.
Okay, understandable. Yeah, I can't relate to the whole 2-2 feels good. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, if the Broncos are 2-2 and it feels good, the Eagles are 2-2 and it feels shitty.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we've played close games the first 3 weeks, and it's like, oh, we were a drop away from being 3-0 at one point, and that's fine, right? Defense gives up stuff in untimely manner. First off, after watching the Thursday night football game, week 5, our 2 losses are apparently to 2 NFC fucking contenders, because that's insane that the Buccaneers and the Falcons are our losses. But it's like, I guess, did you have anything left to say about the Broncos? Because I might go on.
I got nothing else.
I might go on a little bit.
That
of a
was the most
tangent here.
unimpressive win I've ever seen, but it's a win. So
A win is a win.
Shit.
I was, believe it or not, Sunday was my birthday. The Eagles losing did suck. I noticed something interesting when it comes to media, and I don't disagree, but I don't full-heartedly blame Jalen Hurts. I definitely think his turnovers are an issue in recent times. The biggest thing is he only fumbled once this game, and it was a lost fumble. It was while we were actually mounting a comeback, which was a little bit more annoying. So we scored. This was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So we were down 21. I think it was 24-0, and we scored, right? So we got a touchdown, right? Then we go into halftime. We get the ball. We drive all the way down the field and score again. It's 24-14, right? They go down and score, and I was like, crap, it's about to be 31-14. That sucks. We get a blocked extra point, and Keely Ringo returns it all the way back to put us at 16-30. I was like, oh, great, right? That's a little momentum boost right there. And we drive all the way down the field, and the fumble happens, and then literally the only thing that happens is a field goal throughout the rest of the game. Eagles don't score anymore. Buccaneers just get the field goal. That's it, right? So we were driving down. We were like in the red zone into fumble. It was an untimely fumble, of course, by Jalen Hurts. However, it was off the right side. And can you tell me who wasn't playing in this game today?
It was AJ Brown, Devontae Smith,
and Lane Johnson,
and
our
Lane
right
Johnson,
tackle,
true,
who was out. So my issue is I don't understand how we keep telling me that Joe Burrow is this immaculate, out of this world, phenomenal quarterback. People keep telling me that Justin Herbert is this out of this world, phenomenal quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is this out of this world, great quarterback when he's healthy, of course. But it's like, when they don't, it's like, oh, well, Justin Herbert's not playing with this person or this person, this person. It's fine. But when Hurts is not doing it, he fumbles once and it's an issue. Like, I'm just like, I can't benefit. I can't fight that. However, the fumble sucked because we actually had a chance to win that game. I will say this, though. I've been on board with Nick Sirianni because at the end of the day, he hasn't had a losing season as the Eagles head coach. He was 9-8. Then next season we went 14-3 or some shit like that, and then we went to the Super Bowl. And then next season we lost in the first round of the playoffs. Right? Fun fact: Buccaneers are a kryptonite, so it's okay. We have not beaten. I don't think Jalen Hurts has beaten them once in his career. Fun fact. That's not true. We beat them in the regular season last season. That's it. We're like 1-4 then. But other than that, it's like the play calling makes no sense. And that's all it is at the end of the day. You have Saquon. Run the ball. Why are we so focused on throwing the ball? Like, you see what... And I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is the runner that Lamar is, but, like, you see what Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson can do in an option offense. Could you imagine Saquon and Hurts? And Hurts actually looked like he was moving in week 3. He looked great. So why did we stop doing that? Like, I don't understand. So Kellen Moore, it's like his offensive play calling is great, But I think there's too much influence from Nick Sirianni, and I think after, obviously we have the bye this week, but after week 6 and 7, I think that's going to dictate whether or not we need to keep him on board or not, or someone needs to get in his ear and tell him he needs to stop calling offensive plays and just literally take the role that he said he was going to do. Because it seems like he's calling a lot of, or is maybe not calling the play specifically, but dictating how the offense needs to run, if that makes sense. So I'm not a fan of that. That's it. Other than that, it's like everything is just too stagnant. That's all it feels like. And then like our defense, like little things are bothering me, but it's like, it's little things. It's like things that can be fixed. And it's only been 4 weeks, so I'm not tripping too hard. Like being 2-2 isn't the worst thing in the world when you're a game behind the leader in the division, and that leader is the Commanders, who I don't trust. But like at the end of the day, the Eagles have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL. Let's go get some wins now.
Is that a fact?
That is a fact. It was a statistical fact as of Thursday, before Thursday Night Football. The Eagles have the easiest schedule going after the first 4 weeks. Because the Cowboys are 2-2. The Browns aren't good anymore.
You got bye. You got Browns, Giants.
Which aren't that great. Giants aren't that great.
Bengals
aren't that great. They're like 1-3.
Jaguars
aren't that great.
Yeah,
Cowboys are 2-2.
Cowboys week 10.
Commanders who are
week 11.
By the way, that's the only team with a winning record that we play coming in the next 5-6 weeks.
As of this point.
And then the Rams, who we could be different. The Ravens are obviously a great team. We play them in week 13, but like the Rams, I don't know what they're going to look like on Sunday Night Football. They could have a healthier team. Panthers, who suck.
Steelers.
The Steelers, who are another one of those teams. And then
Commanders again. Giants again. Yeah,
so it's not a hard schedule to end the season. It's I don't think so. It's like a handful of games are difficult. I think 6 games are games that you are going to play, but you get a lot of those hard teams, you're getting a lot of them at home. And I think that's the important part. Obviously, outside of the Cowboys, you get the Ravens on the road, which sucks. But I think we get the only other team. I think we play the Bengals on the road is a little tough.
Yeah, Bengals in Cincinnati.
It's a little tough, but Cincinnati hasn't looked like themselves, and who knows? So with health of that team and what they're gonna do come that time. So the biggest thing that I want to do is I want them to come out, and I want them to obviously. I need them to blow out a team. We haven't won a game by double digits since the NFC Championship game in 2022. And we're supposed to be a powerhouse. Like one 10-point win. Just a 10-point win. Every game has been one score. And it's crazy because last season, I would say the first 11 weeks looked like a Super Bowl contender. And it's just like, ever since then, it's like, what happened? Like, where'd that team go? Where'd that fire go? Where's that energy? I need that. So it seems like, I will say it does seem like, obviously, A.J. Brown's been missing for 3 weeks. He has not been here since week 1. And we saw what happened week 1. They played really well and had a firing on all cylinders offense. When everyone is healthy, we haven't had that again, unfortunately. But we do know Saquon Barkley's a legend. He's playing out of his mind. Yeah. So we'll just hopefully we can ride that. Maybe we can figure it out and ride that wave a little bit more. Maybe that'll make sense. So who knows? Sorry, I'm watching the game and I just watched this girl fall down and they didn't call it travel. The WNBA refs are terrible, bro. They suck. They're the worst. But that's all I got. I will say, I didn't watch the game, of course, because again, I was at the zoo for my birthday. I have a lot of respect for Baker Mayfield. Again, I'm sorry. I disrespected you, and I'm sorry. But he's playing like an MVP. And honestly,
Baker Mayfield kind of took that personally.
If you could pick quarter season, him or Sam Darnold are like literally popping off. I'd even go Kirk Cousins too.
Supposedly, Pat Mahomes is the front runner right now.
Which is valid. He's 4-0 too.
I mean, yeah, he's 4-0, but
I think Baker just looks better though. You know?
You want my honest opinion? This year, Patrick Mahomes is not the best player on the Chiefs. Like, that defense is insane.
The defense is playing out of their minds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, it sucks that he is down a couple people. Xavier Worthy should be fun though. I think him being taking a little bit more of a lead role is going to be good for them.
Yeah, I think my MVP candidate is Sam Darnold if it's not, and probably Baker Mayfield's
so
too.
Good, bro. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. So good in Jets at the Jets. It's crazy.
That's straight up what the Jets do. That's straight up what the Jets and the Panthers do to you now.
Yeah, facts. Crazy. Happy for him though. Okay. I'm happy he's succeeding. All right. Yeah. Let's kick it off with your game. How do you feel about what game you want to highlight today to start?
There's a few interesting ones. I kind of want to talk about a bit of a really impressive blowout.
Yeah. I want
And
to talk
that's
about it too.
the Commanders Cardinals game.
Yeah. Jade, dude, Jane Daniels is amazing.
Yeah, that was like since week 1, right, where the Commanders kind of got their ass beat by the Buccaneers.
Correct.
The Commanders have been firing on all cylinders.
And
They've
that's
been really impressive.
like, if you really think about it, I mean, right now the Buccaneers are potentially a contender from what we've seen so far. So
Yeah.
and like their next closest game was a field goal win at the buzzer against the Giants, which I feel like was their turning point for them. That was like their tune-up. Like, oh, I can figure this out now. It's crazy.
Yeah. They had a really impressive week 3 squeak win against the Bengals, and then they blew out the Cardinals, which I thought was awesome for them. And the Commanders' schedule kind of looks a little bit interesting for the next few weeks. Like, 3 of their next 4 weeks should be winnable games. They play the Browns, very winnable.
Very winnable.
They play the Ravens. That's
In
a bit
Baltimore.
of a struggle. In Baltimore, it's a bit of a
You know
struggle. But
what?
then they play the Panthers and they play the Bears.
We play. I'm pretty sure that's the division we play, the AFC North this season. The what East is playing the North. Why the hell did we? Why did they keep doing this? Why did they give the Cowboys the Ravens at home? Crazy.
Because it's the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, bro. Bet you they got to go
Listen,
play the
man.
Browns. Bet you they're going to, because we're playing the Browns and the Steelers at home. You know how disrespectful that is? I bet you they're in Pittsburgh and in Cleveland. I put my money on it.
I'm pretty sure that rotates every time you play the division. So 4 years ago, when you played the AFC North,
4 years
you
ago, we
would've
were
been at
all
home
dog
against those
shit.
teams. I don't know. The Ravens have been good for a while. 4 years ago,
No. 4 years ago, we were all dog shit.
it was we all the East?
NFC East. Yeah, we were
Okay.
terrible. That was like that was like what, 2020? That was like we went like 3-12-1. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the season we told Carson Wentz he got to go.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah, no, that doesn't apply to now. Of course we had to freaking go to the hard teams always.
Either way, really impressive win from the Commanders.
very
And
hype.
I was pretty low on the Commanders in our preseason rankings, but I said, like, that's one of the teams that I think I'm high on that isn't there yet, but maybe they are there. Maybe the Commanders are really the front runner for the NFC East, and we'll again see a different person win the NFC East for the gajillionth time in a row.
Yeah, and we kind of already felt like that was going to happen because we didn't think the Cowboys were going to win. The problem is we didn't think the Commanders were there yet either.
Right.
And that's something I'm intrigued by for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, give me one of your games.
Yeah, I wanted to highlight, if I can find the game up here again. I literally picked the game. I wanted to confirm something before I started talking about this game. I wanted to make sure I'm not being a dummy. Yeah, okay, I'm not being a dummy. Okay, let's talk. I want to talk. We're in Chicago. I want to talk Rams, Bears. Okay.
Okay.
Caleb Williams looked good. It's happy for him. I want to ask you a very important question.
Okay.
If you look at the stats for the Bears, Matthew Stafford didn't have a great day. He threw a pick, blah, 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 blah. You look at the stats for the Bears, and they won 24-18. What would you say is the difference maker for this team?
DeAndre Swift has 93 rushing yards.
Yes, and you know what even makes more sense is that he has 16 carries.
Yep.
I think I said this earlier, and I said it to someone else. I said, yo, whenever DeAndre Swift actually touches the ball 15 times, for some reason it becomes magic. But then there's times where he'll touch the ball 10 times, and he'll only run for like 20 yards because he bursts some big runoff every single time. He had a field day with the Rams, and he needed 7 catches for 72 yards. I don't understand why people don't use Swift that way. He's not bad. Just use him. It's like they've punted 3 times, and then, oh my gosh, we figured it out. And like even further, Rashawn Johnson is good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they don't use him more. They just don't run the ball as much as I think they should, because I think they're trying to show off Caleb Williams and try to get him acquainted. But your goal should be to win football games.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Caleb Williams should be learning the offense, period. And that includes giving the ball to DeAndre Swift.
Correct. And I think that's fine. So I was really hyped about that. I feel bad for the Rams. I think they're just in a position where Tutu Atwell is your best receiver, and that sucks. Because you're missing some key pieces that I actually think make your team good.
With the injuries that you've sustained, the Rams are just kind of in a bad spot at this point.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful that they do bounce back, but like at the same time, with the rise of the fact that the Bucks and the Falcons are much better than we kind of because we had, I don't remember if you or I had Rams as play. I had definitely had the Rams as like a 7 seed or something crazy.
They
like
were
that.
my first team out.
Yeah, I had them like a 7 seed or something. They were like close, and I mean the Bucks, Falcons, and the Saints are all in that 3-1-2-2 area. Like right, Bucks now 3-2, Falcons 3-2 with a tiebreaker. Falcons will have, but it's just insane. And then with the they're gonna fall behind, being 1-3. Right. And I mean, if you look at the NFC, the NFC looks significantly better right now.
Yeah, given that your division is still 3-1 Seattle, surprise 2-2 49ers,
which they've sustained a bunch of injuries.
The Cardinals, outside of last week, haven't been all that bad.
No, they've been really good. They're just losing close games.
Yeah,
and that's just how the NFL works. Sometimes you just not closing out games, and we've seen that with both of our teams this season.
Yeah, given that if you're the Rams and your division is really tough, you're looking at possibly squeaking into a wild card here, but not if the Packers and Vikings are contenders in the Packers, Vikings, Lions are all competing in the North.
It's insane.
The Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders are competing in the East.
Yeah.
The Saints, the Bucks, and the Falcons are all competing in the South.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
like you have the same record as the Panthers right now, and that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to look at it because I know a lot of this has to do with injuries and craziness, but like the NFC has looked significantly better than it has in years past. I mean, they have
like we've been talking for as long as I can remember on this podcast that the AFC is crazy, and then there's like 3 good teams in the NFC. It kind of feels like that's starting to regulate a little bit. Yeah. Because I think a lot of the teams that we said were good in the AFC are maybe more decent than good.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teams that we said were decent in the NFC are maybe more good than decent.
Right. And we've talked about like specifically the Bucks, Falcons, Commanders. Those 3 teams highlight that for me. In totality, the Vikings especially are the big ones. I was just ready to say that. I was like, the Vikings are the biggest ones in this story. So, Bears, I'm happy for them. I think that was really cool, really good win. Rams, I mean, it's just injuries at this point. Bears, I hope that taught you to run the ball. I think they may need new coaching next season, regardless of how they do.
They probably should have got rid of Matt Eberflus this year, if I'm being honest.
But. Yeah, and I understood why they kept him, but I think I definitely think that this, after looking at it again and watching how he's doing with Caleb, it's like, maybe you're not just good with the quarterbacks. Maybe it's not the quarterback's fault, because you see what Justin Fields is doing in Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
that's all I gotta say on when it regards to the Bears Rams. I am happy for the Bears. Really, 2-2 is above average right now for them.
Yeah. Another game I want to highlight is the Monday night match, not the Titans-Dolphins, because that was a
unfortunate circumstance.
Seahawks-Lions, though.
Yeah, man. What a game.
A fun game. I love those Lions uniforms, by the way.
Yeah, the all black ones, they're fire.
Yeah. Can we get a shout out for Jared Goff going 18 of 18?
Dude, yeah, that was like the first perfect game ever. Some crazy stuff with that many attempts.
Yeah. 18 of 18, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown as well.
Yeah, he had there was a passing touchdown from Amon-Ra, if I'm not mistaken.
They did a little Philly special.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
If I remember correctly.
It was pretty nice. I'm always down for a nice little Philly special.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. The Lions were firing off, and the Seahawks beat with the performance the Seahawks they beat 26 out of 32 teams.
Correct.
Give or take.
29 points. I mean, that's a lot, especially in the Lions defense. The Lions defense isn't anything to laugh at.
Yeah, 29 points. Geno's 38 of 56, 395 for a touchdown and a pick. Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns on the ground.
Right.
With the performance the Seahawks put up, they beat 26 of the 32 teams.
Yeah, they're looking really good, and I've noticed JSN is fitting into his role very well next to DK.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Him and DK, JSN, and Tyler Lockett are a pretty underrated receiving trio in the league.
Very good. I think what the big thing was is JSN didn't look great last season, but he looks really, really good right now. And that's what's helping him out. I love it. I mean, Geno looks great. I mean, the Seahawks look good. I mean, this is their first loss of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So they're 3-1, right? They're still leading their division, which is crazy because the Niners they're taking advantage of the fact that Niners have no McCaffrey all year. Honestly, it's gonna be, I don't know when he's coming back. It's been rough for him. And then there's just a bunch of situations here in this division, and I think it's open for them to potentially steal it because of this situation.
Speaking of that, check out Thursday Night Football next week.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That
Beautiful.
that could
That's an important game.
that could potentially decide the NFC West this early.
It's very important, especially with it being
Very
like
important game.
them being able to split it. And I don't know when they play again, but thankfully they probably don't play another one for a while.
49ers Seahawks happens again. Actually, pretty quickly, week 11.
Ooh, that might be too quick for the Niners specifically, but they are at home, so who knows? Interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I love the way the NFC West is shaken up, and I love the way the NFC North is shaken up too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Like the Lions are 3-1, extraordinarily impressive, and not winning their division.
Yeah, they're like
they're a wild
seed.
card team.
They're the 5 seed, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, those Vikings-Lions matchups are gonna go crazy this season.
When do we get our first one of those?
I have no clue.
Oh, week 7 actually.
Perfect. Honestly, like
pretty soon.
Here's my thing. If the Eagles can figure it out, I think the Commanders-Eagles is gonna be fun. I think the Cowboys can squeak it up if they figure out some things too, because they're just making mental freaking errors. They're literally just digging themselves a hole and trying to dig out, and then they don't have enough time. Is what they're doing. And then the games they've won because the other team hasn't made a mental error. The next Bucks Falcons game I'm looking forward to. I'm interested for the Saints mixed in there, and then if the Niners can get back to full strength, even without McCaffrey. Like almost full strength without McCaffrey, and they might be fine. The Rams might be able to put up a competition too. I think the NFC actually has competition, and we don't just have people running away with their divisions like we've seen in past.
Yeah,
which is great. Love that. Or if it's competition, it's not like, oh, we're 2-8-8 teams, and if whoever wins the playoffs as the 4 seed. Like that's all. So, second game, I don't really know. I actually, you know what? I am gonna do it. Let's talk about the Vikings some more. Vikings, Packers clawed their way they clawed all the way back in that game just to lose at the end. I believe they missed the 2-point conversion when I saw in the highlights, but let me double check. Let me double check that stats. It was crazy. It was a crazy game because they were down bad. And it was
they scored 22 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were down real bad, and they came all the way back and only lost by 2. So Jordan Love didn't look good for the first few quarters, but it was also his first game back. But Sam Darnold always has been looking immaculate, of course. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 20 for 28. Dude was great. Aaron Jones on the ground had 93 yards on 22 carries. See what happens when you run the ball. 6 receptions. I'm sorry, for Jettas and 85 yards. Jordan Addison got involved too, which is awesome. A couple of fumbles, unfortunately, for the untimely fumbles for the Vikings is what gave the Packers that game back. They did throw. Jordan Love did throw 3 interceptions, but he threw for 4 touchdowns, and he was absolutely cooking in that fourth quarter. I believe they clawed all the way back, and on the last play, they went for an extra point. They went down 3. I apologize. And then they were just able to kneel it out and they called game. The untimely fumble for the Packers happened their previous drive. It was a pass to Kraft. Kraft fumbled the ball, and it was recovered by Minnesota. Minnesota turned the ball over on downs after wasting 2 minutes. Jordan Love goes crazy in that 1 minute, 22-second drive, and then they lose. So tough. Yeah. It's tough. Very fun to watch, though. Very interesting. I think this is good. This is obviously great for the Vikings, but the Packers shouldn't hang their heads at this loss. And the reason is because I think they can also still be very competitive. I don't know if they're going to win their division. It could be close, but it's been very, very interesting. This division, no one's below 500, and that's something to think about.
Yeah, very impressive.
And the Vikings continue to surprise and impress me. I mean, we knew what Jettas was about. We knew what their defense was about, but Sam Darnold's the one that's kind of impressing me. Wholeheartedly, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad he found a place where he's going to be welcomed, and he's still young, dude. He's not old by any stretch of the imagination. For how many teams he's been on and how many years he's been in the league, like, dude is 27. Like, he still has a decade, easy. But now you have to make a decision because you got a guy who's on IR, who you just drafted. What are you going to do next season? What's that look like for you? So, I'm intrigued. For the Minnesota future. That is all I got. That's all I got for my games. I think that's it. That's all the games. Yeah.
That's everything.
Nice little recap there. Cool pick'ems this week. Still in that middle range. I went 7 9 8 8 9 7. I'm improving slightly. I've actually had 7 9 8 8 9 7 10 6 this season. That's funny.
You got like the straight of.
Yeah, I'm noticing. That's crazy. And then
I got
a
little bit of everything.
A little both sides of the spectrum. So I went 9-7 this week. You went 7-9.
And we are now officially tied in our official standings, 34 and 30 apiece.
Yes, we are. Through 4 weeks is kind of fun. I think it's insane. But maybe we'll it's gonna be with bye weeks here. This is gonna be a little different. Unfortunately, we're both on the handicap in 0-1 for sure because we lost the first one.
Yeah.
But at least we're tied, so we'll see how the rest of this shakes out. But Eric just picked the draft for today, so let's have Eric describe what we're doing.
Be fun.
I think it is gonna be fun.
This won't be the last podcast before this happens, but Backyard Baseball is back officially.
Yes, it is.
Next week on Thursday, so you'll probably be seeing the next podcast the day it comes out.
Correct.
But I thought it would be fun with Backyard Baseball coming back and the possibility of getting more Backyard Baseball and Backyard Sports in the future. A staple of the series ever since, I think, after the original Backyard Baseball, they started doing this, is including a handful of pro players to join the Backyard Kids, Pablo and Keisha and like the rest.
Ernie, Pete, the goats.
Ernie and Pete. And can we get a shout out from lefty Dante Robinson as well?
Dante, yes. For anyone who doesn't know, me and Eric made an entire team of Backyard Sports kids in Madden, and it was fun. It was so much fun.
Yep, the craziest Super Bowl known to man.
Bro, yeah, that was insane. Keisha forces a fumble on the overtime kickoff after Kenny Kawaguchi forces OT off a field goal.
Yeah. But we thought it would be fun, given that the pro sports is kind of the pro players are kind of a staple of the series. Yes. So Davion and I are each going to draft 12 current NFL players who we think would make a fun lineup in the upcoming hypothetical backyard football game.
Correct. And I also think if they make a backyard football game, I think their roster is going to be humongous because I think they're going to include some people that weren't able to be included from certain time frames. Like, did they even have an opportunity to use Michael Vick?
Could be. Yes, Vic was in it. Because I remember, like, Brady being in it.
Oh, my dog is squeaking everywhere. She literally just got involved. She has a Captain America shield, okay? And it's a squeaky toy. And she is just going ham on this thing. Calm down. You haven't played with that thing all day and you chose right now while I was recording is crazy. Love her. Love Luna.
Original backyard football. Let's do pros.
They're gonna probably give us like some people. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Kelsey's in it. Like him and Travis.
I don't think they don't really include offensive linemen, but maybe Travis.
I think because
being in
Jason's been such an advocate though. Who knows? They could just put him at tight end. For the culture. Because he was an advocate for them coming back.
So the most recent backyard football included like Adrian Peterson, Alex Smith, Amon Green, Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Braylon Edwards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Brian Urlacher, Megatron, Carnell Williams, Ocho, Champ Bailey, Dante Culpepper, Donovan McNabb, Drew Brees, Eli Manning, Frank Gore, Jason Taylor, Jason Witten, Jeremy Shockey.
Nice.
Arizona Cardinals, Kurt Warner. LaDainian Tomlinson, Larry Johnson, Marvin Harrison, Matt Hasselbeck, Michael Strahan, Michael Vick, Peyton Manning, Priest Holmes, Reggie Bush, Roy Williams, Santana Moss, Sean Alexander, Steve Smith, Tom Brady, Tony Gonzalez, Torrey Holt, and Vince Young.
Fun. What a team. What a roster. That's a lot of people.
So this was, the wiki is listing this as 2006 for PC and PS2, 2007 for GBA, 2008 for DS, and 2010 for the Wii.
Huh.
So I remember having Backyard Football 2006 for the PS2.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yes, and I remember using Brian Urlacher a ton.
Crazy. Alongside Pete Wheeler and Pablo Sanchez, of course. All right, well, yes, we are going to go ahead and draft. Are we going to do snake format like we always do?
We always do snake.
Okay. So I have...
So we're going to pick 12. right? You know, that list was actually huge.
That was a
Do
huge.
you want to do more than 12?
I think 12's fine.
Okay, we'll do 12 because theoretically 24. I think that's a pretty decently.
That's what I was
roster.
thinking. That's a pretty good roster. Unless you want to do 15 each, I'm okay with that too.
Let's do 15 each.
Let's expand it to 15. All right, we'll go Snake. And this is just drafting players, so we don't even have to like go crazy. It's just all fun. And we're not really building teams. We're just trying to build kind of like, what do you think has the, I guess, the better cast, but not really at the same time. But it is for backyard football at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, as always, you get to call the coin toss.
Okay, I'm gonna call heads.
It is indeed heads.
Okay. I'll go first
All right, Rocket.
because there's no way I'm not picking Patrick Mahomes, right?
That is perfectly okay. I would like. This is kind of funny because they're teammates. I'm gonna take Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Okay, I like that. Give me Jettas.
Valid. Jettas is phenomenal. That would have been my next pick, but I really wanted Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
we need some spicy defense. How about Sauce?
Sauce is cool. I was gonna take TJ.
Oh, I like that.
That was
TJ
that was
Watt.
my defensive pick. And I feel like it's been so long that I feel like I also want to go cornerback, and I feel like you're gonna hate me for this, but I'm going Pat. Give me Pat Surtain.
That's fair.
Him and Sauce as the two are gonna be really fun. If
Dog,
they're
he's
the
like
cornerbacks.
he's like the only Bronco who has a fucking chance of getting
Facts.
into this game. Okay. I'm trying to think of like exciting because at the end of the day, backyard football appeals to young people. You know, like nobody wants to see Aaron Rodgers
Correct.
in the game.
Right, exactly.
You know, like that's just not what it's for.
Right, and like,
So,
yeah, agreed.
okay, I got a pick on the back of my mind, but I think I might save this guy for a bit later. I don't think you're thinking of him.
That's how I almost picked a
So-
guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep him. I'm probably gonna take him at 15. That's probably my guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Travis Kelce, I think.
Yeah, that's the right call. He's popular. It's the right call.
Yeah, he's popular. Yeah. Okay, and then if I needed one more, I think having multiple quarterbacks isn't an awful idea. So if I think about like exciting quarterbacks for young people, give me Josh Allen.
Oh, solid. Yeah, two quarterbacks isn't bad. I was also thinking about two quarterbacks. I have to take my boy because I'm thinking of who else appeals, and I think it's Joe Burrow. I think it's maybe Justin Herbert. I think Jaden Daniels is probably a great pick, but I feel like leaving Jalen Hurts on the sideline is disrespectful. To me and my entire mantra. Okay. So I'm gonna go with Jalen. I'm thinking else. I mean, everyone likes offense. I haven't drafted a wide receiver at all, and I feel like if we're gonna go with Jettas, we got to go with the other, gritty brother. So let's go with Jamar Chase.
Fair enough.
That's not how you spell Jamar's name. Is it? Oh God, is it two M's?
That looks weird.
It looks weird.
No, it's not two M's. Maybe I think there might be. Is there like an apostrophe somewhere?
It is. It's one M. It's two R's with an apostrophe.
Jamar.
Yeah, it's very weird. There it is.
Okay.
It's like that. Still doesn't
Okay,
look
yeah, that
right, but
looks-
that's correct.
Yeah. Jamar Chase.
Feels weird.
Okay.
But it's there.
Tyreek Hill.
That's the one. Yeah, that's right. that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, and then who else can we possibly take here? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of candidates. I'm just trying to make sure I'm taking the right one.
I also want you guys to know I picked Jalen Hurts mostly because he's more marketable than a lot of the quarterbacks in the league. If you haven't noticed how many commercials that brother's been in. Very marketable quarterback. Thank you.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been thinking of is like other tight ends because like oh no.
You know what? You got an edge rusher. How about Aiden Hutchinson?
That was who I was gonna take next. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
I think
like
he's
Hutch.
the exciting young dude that's he's like TJ Watt. I think it's great.
Yeah, let's go with Hutch.
That's awesome. Okay. Now it becomes tough. Now I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I mean, it's not it. I feel like you have to go CMC.
Fair enough.
How do you spell it? Is it E-R-Y? R-E-Y?
R-E-Y.
Okay. I did that twice. I like literally deleted it and spelled it. And I was like, I don't know which one looks better. I can't think of a tight end that makes sense. You know?
I mean, after Travis Kelce, there's one I can think
I'm
of.
thinking like the only one is like George Kittle,
Yeah, I'm thinking of exactly George Kittle.
right? But it's like how he is a big personality. I think it works well. Give me good old Kittle. I'll take a couple of Niners.
Okay. Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you know that was my other one in my back of my brain.
I don't have any running backs yet. I need to get one on the board. This
Absolutely.
is one who I was talking about earlier. I think honestly an underrated, exciting guy, dude. Bijan Robinson.
That is great. That's not who I was thinking of. I already have 2 running backs, or I feel like maybe. I mean, can I afford to take a 3rd running back? Probably. Running backs are fun. They can also be
This is
receivers.
America. You can do whatever you want.
They can always, you
We're
know,
not taking any right tackles anytime soon.
yeah, I want to take Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay. I
I
don't
think
mind
he's
that.
also in that same boat of exciting and fun. Okay. Now let's go even further. I'm thinking I think another defensive guy is fun. I feel like we have our defenses for the most part, but I'm thinking like maybe a linebacker. Just thinking of like who's been like, because we know who the good linebackers are, but who has the personality to be in backyards football. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like I would go like there's like Patrick Queen,
I can think of one.
Fred Warner.
That's what I was thinking of.
That's what I've been thinking of. I feel like he does have the personality, and I feel like it is Fred Warner. Let's go Fred Warner. That's my linebacker. Let's run it.
Bobby Wags, dog.
That's all. Yeah, that's another really good one.
He's a little bit of an old head for sure, but
That's okay.
he's just an upstanding guy. He's got good morals.
Yep.
That's good for kids.
It's very great for kids.
Okay. Gosh, I want to get more receivers because receivers are the most exciting part of football, I think, for kids.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even more than some quarterbacks.
Facts.
So, who can we take here? Ooh. Why can't I think of his fucking name? Malik Neighbors.
Oh, that's a great pick.
I kept wanting to pick Romo Dunes because or Dunze because all I could think of was.
Oh, it's such
I'm
a
like, but that's
good
not the
pick.
Giants guy. That's the Bears guy. Yeah, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, I think you took the wrong rookie, but it's okay. I'm gonna take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Fair enough.
And then I'm gonna match him with AJ Brown.
Fair enough.
I think those are really fun electric receivers, and honestly, I think contrary to popular belief, I think AJ Brown is one of the best. I think he's a top 5 receiver, and he's an Eagle, so I had to pick him. And I feel like you're gonna take the other good receiver. So if you don't, I'm gonna think you're a little. I think it's a little wild.
Other good receiver.
Yeah. There's literally one in the top 5 I think we haven't taken yet.
Like I thought of like Amon-Ra, but I don't think that's who you're thinking of.
No, but that is not a bad pick either.
That's not a bad pick.
No, I don't disrespect that at all.
Who were? Okay, if I go through teams,
Yeah, go for
Lions
it.
no.
No.
We already got the big Vikings guy.
Yep, the best.
Packers,
to me,
no.
he's the
Bears,
best receiver
no.
in the league.
Bears, I mean,
No,
maybe DJ Moore.
not top 5.
I think I take Amon-Ra before him.
I also would take Amon-Ra before him.
Okay, South, you got what? Chris Olave, Drake London.
I feel like you're gonna stay
Kyle
here forever.
Pitts.
I'm just gonna tell you it's CeeDee Lamb. But I also don't know if his
I
personality
don't
is that
know
way.
how much in love I am with that pick. Yeah.
I agree, but I do think he is one of the top 5 receivers in the league. Like I think it's
Okay.
Jetta's, him,
Yeah, probably.
Hill, Chase, and Brown. Those are my like 5.
Yeah, that's not a horrible list. So if I'm thinking of QBs, We got Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. If I'm thinking about like young-ish guys who I think are popular with kids,
I know which one.
I think it is Dak Prescott.
Not the one I was thinking of.
I really do.
Yeah! Here we go!
Like, not because he's, the fifth best quarterback in the league, but I think he's popular enough with the kids.
Fifth? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, valid. Right. I thought of a list in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I give Dak too much crap. He's really not that bad.
I'm not saying Dak is the fifth best quarterback in the league.
Oh.
I'm not saying I picked him because
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think he is this.
Okay.
I'm saying because I think he's the quarterback of the Dallas fucking Cowboys.
That's valid. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, we probably picked three of the top. We picked the top three. I think Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
Correct.
I think Jalen Hurts is like.
He's
definitely top 10.
I was gonna say he's in the 6 to 10 range.
He's like 6 to 7-ish.
I would say,
but I think he's popular
than that right now. He's popular. He's marketable, but like, yeah, he's like. I think he's like he's like 8. Respectfully.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
One more guy. I feel like I got enough defense.
Yeah, I think 4 defensive players, 3 to 4 defensive players is plenty.
Yeah. I also don't want to load up on too many teams too,
Right.
Like I don't want to have 8,000 fucking Eagles, otherwise I'd take Saquon probably.
Right. I only have 2.
What about Alvin Kamara?
That's a great pick. I didn't even think about Kamara.
That's a great pick.
That's a phenomenal pick. He didn't even come across my brain. Now I don't want to take CD. Not a bad pick, but I feel like too many receivers in a row. I kind of feel like I need one more defensive player. I think giving us around 8 total is cool, but making sure I have 4 is nice. I'm just thinking of edge rushers and who makes sense.
I mean, are there like safeties that we could be taking too?
Probably.
Like I feel like if we made this list like 4 or 5 years ago, Tyrann Mathieu is easy.
I'm thinking Justin Simmons also is easy in that
scenario.
Justin
Simmons.
I think it's safeties now, like Jesse Bates. Dude, is it bad that Reed Blankenship keeps coming to my brain? I feel like he's one of the funniest people, and he would absolutely fit into backyard football so well.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta. I understand. I think in like 2-3 years, if they make another one, Quinyon Mitchell might be in there in the conversation for it. He's becoming slowly a great cornerback, even as a rookie. I'm thinking, who else? Dude, safeties in the NFL. Oh. Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Oh, no. I'm taking Kyle Hamilton.
Okay, that's a good pick. I like that.
I know that's a lot of Ravens, but I looked at it. I was like, who am I missing? And it's absolutely Kyle Hamilton. Like him, Minka, Derwin James is a good pick, I think, personally. Buda Baker, Jesse Bates. I said Jesse James. That's funny. Jesse Bates. Like, those people are there. Those are, like, the guys, in my opinion. Who's the dude for the Bucks? He's also really good. Who am I thinking of? Antoine Winfield.
Yeah.
Those dudes are like the guys. I'm like, oh, duh. Xavier McKinney, solid. Kyle Hamilton, I feel like fits that backyard football mold really well. And then, how many running backs do I have? I have McCaffrey. I have Henry. I have Gibbs. I have 1, 2,
3.
I only have 3 receivers. How many receivers you have? 1, 2. Oh, you only have 3 as well. You have 1, 2.
I can tell you now. I thought of a 4th receiver that I will take if you don't.
I think I need to take another receiver. That's what I'm thinking. I keep wanting to take CeeDee Lamb, but I kind of don't want to take CeeDee Lamb. I feel like there's another receiver that just is it Amon-Ra?
I think I have a receiver in mind that I completely skipped over in my head, but now that I got him in my brain, I'm like, there's no way this dude isn't in backyard football.
I'm just thinking of people like Terry McLaurin. I don't know. Scary Terry, Amon-Ra, Brandon Ayuk, Cooper Kupp, Diggs. Oh, dude, I'm taking Puka Nacua for the culture.
I thought of Puka. He was probably my backup if you didn't take the guy I was taking.
Garrett Wilson also feels good. Nico Collins, maybe?
No, dog. The answer is Mike Evans.
That was my next one. Okay. Yeah, that's solid. That's a great pick.
The answer is Mike Evans.
That's fine. I like that.
You get some Bucks representation in there.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Dude, if Baker keeps playing how he's playing, he might be in the game.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of, like, what are the teams we're missing,
Couldn't tell you.
Like, we got Vikings.
For sure.
We don't have any Packers. We got a Lion. We don't have any Bears.
Who are you taking from the Bears, though?
Right. It would be Caleb Williams.
Sounds like it would be.
But yeah,
it'd come down to I think it'd come down to
I'd take Jordan Love.
Talent.
I'd take Jordan Love before. I'd take Caleb Williams. If I was going to take
I'd also like Packers could take like Xavier McKinney. I think Josh Jacobs is a bad pick in their scenario.
Yeah, I got a Commander. You have Eagles.
I do.
We have Cowboys. We have Giants. We have Saints.
Yep.
We have Bucks. We don't have any Panthers, but we kind of don't need any Panthers.
Who the hell are you taking off the Panthers? That's the real question.
Yeah, the Red Rider.
Yeah. The GOAT?
We have Falcons. We don't have any Seahawks. I don't think DK is the worst pick here.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Kenny Walker is the worst pick here
That's
either.
also not bad either.
You have Cardinals. You have Rams. You have Niners.
Yep. We don't have any Raiders.
We don't have any Raiders.
Max Crosby isn't a bad pick.
I kind of don't hate Josh Jacobs either.
Josh Jacobs is on the Packers now, though.
That's true. No, he's on the Raiders. No, he was on the Raiders.
He was the Raiders. He's a Packer.
Yeah, I got that ass backwards.
We got Pat Surtain. We have Pat Mahomes and Kelsey. Chargers.
We don't have any Chargers, but who would you take?
Derwin James, probably.
Probably Derwin James, yeah.
Titans.
Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa's not terrible. Titans. I mean, who are you taking from the Titans?
Tony Pollard. Calvin Ridley. DeAndre Hopkins.
D-Hop is probably the best one. Maybe Pollard, but D-Hop for sure. Jags,
I
guess
Colts.
T-Law, but like there's do we have any?
No. I think you can get away without any Jags. Colts would be kind of fun. Though.
Anthony Richardson would be great.
Anthony Richardson would be fun. JT would be fun too.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor, yeah, absolutely. Texans, I feel like CJ Stroud makes the game.
There's a lot of Texans.
Nico Collins probably makes the game. One of those guys. Tank Dell, maybe even crazy enough. Stephon Diggs, crazy enough. Like
we have Ravens, we have Steelers. We don't have any Bengals. We have Browns.
We have Dolphins, we have Bills, and we have Jets. We just don't have Patriots. So we don't need Patriots. We don't need Patriots. So we don't have the Patriots. We don't have the Bengals.
The Chargers.
Oh, we do have Bengals. Did we say no Bengals? We definitely have Bengals. I have Jamar Chase.
We definitely have Bengals.
We have Steelers. I have TJ Watt. We didn't have Browns. Myles Garrett. We have the entire division.
We have the entire North.
We don't have Texans.
We're missing Patriots. We're missing Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Chargers, and Raiders
and
out
Titans.
of the AFC.
We don't have any Titans.
And Titans.
We missed that whole NFC South.
Do we have nobody in the NFC South, in the AFC South?
Yeah, not a single AFC South team, which is funny.
Then I think I gotta take Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, that's fine. Over CJ Stroud?
I think over CJ Stroud.
I would personally do CJ Stroud, but I respect it. I respect it. I'm gonna do something insane. You ready? People are starting to appreciate the art of kicking. Okay. And
You're putting a kicker.
I am taking a kicker. Give me. What kicker do you think I'm taking? I'm not taking Jeff.
It's one
I'm
of
not
two
taking
people.
Tuck. I'm not taking Tuck.
Then it's got to be Young Hoku, right?
It is Young. It's Young Hoku. Absolutely, you got to, dude. And he's such a people guy. If you like, everyone loves him, and of course his name makes it really funny. So I think
Young Hoku.
I got to. I have to. If I didn't take him, I'm taking CJ Stroud. Just so we're aware.
I think if you're taking a kicker,
go for the culture. Honestly,
it's Koo, it's Tuck, it's Jake Elliott, it's Shooter. It's one of those four.
Yeah, exactly. I think Koo suits the kids more.
I don't hate the pick at all.
I think it's
got
hilarious.
shades of Kenny Kawaguchi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's everything. Kenny Kawaguchi is Ku's inspiration, honestly. You saw the series.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Yeah, this is a fun one. I think this will be cool. I can't wait for Backyard Baseball to be back. I know it's their staple, but based off of what I'm looking at, it looks like we're going to get all the sports eventually. So
I hope so.
I'm excited. And honestly, I never played Backyard Baseball or basketball, but I'm excited to play Backyard Basketball if it comes out again.
Yeah, I was interested in playing backyard basketball, backyard hockey.
Dude, especially with today's players. Like, could you imagine a game with like LeBron, Steph, Luka, Wemby, so many marketable players. Wemby versus Ernie Steele in the paint is going to go crazy. I'm stoked, dude. This will be fun. It's going to be a great time.
I just want Mo Bamba.
They're not going to put Mo Bamba in the game unless they put the song in the game, which, honestly, who knows at this point?
They could.
It is in college football, so I'm down.
Okay. I like that. That was a fun little draft.
Always fun. That was a little
We're going to drop this in the Discords and see what people think.
Yep.
Okay. However, I think that transitions us into some Week 5 preddies.
Yes.
We already talked. We both took the Bucks on Thursday. We both lost.
It sucks to happen, but
we wouldn't admit it if it wasn't true.
Facts, yeah, because us, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? Could have went either way. It was an OT game, and they went off a crazy touchdown. It happens, man.
Okay.
Which
but
sparks
Sunday
the conversation really quick. Do you think they need to
Okay.
change the overtime rules so it's like playoffs?
No.
You like if they score a touchdown on the opening drive, it's over?
Yeah. Score. I don't know what to stop it from scoring. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Or win in regulation.
Also true. Very true.
If you don't like the rules, don't put yourself in a position where it's going to matter.
Valid argument. All right, moving right along. In London, bright and early.
Yeah, crack of dawn. We got our second international game, our first of this 3 London game series. We got Jets, we got Vikings. This is objectively the best London game we're getting.
Not even close. It's not even
close. If it wasn't for a banger of Eagles, Packers, and Brazil, this would be the best international game we're getting this year. It kind of feels like they all slowly go downhill. But I don't know.
Yes.
Patriots, Jaguars. At this point, Giants, Panthers might be better than Patriots, Jaguars.
It may be. We'll see how we feel after week 6. The Jaguars haven't won a football game yet.
Yeah. So we got Jets, we got Vikings. Jets are 2-2, coming off a loss to the Broncos, but are on paper a decent team. Vikings are red hot 4-0, and I kind of have no reason to think the Vikings are going to stop. I even gave my conditional pick last week, and it blew it for me. So I'm giving Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota as well. I think the Jets coming off a loss to the Broncos and having to go internationally is crazy. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how they play it, but I'm definitely going Minnesota. They're looking hot, and I think they're going to keep riding it.
Mm-hmm. So some proper games this morning then. We got Panthers, we got Bears in Chicago. This is an interesting one.
That's a fun.
Yeah.
That's a. I don't know what to think. I think the Bears defense is so solid. Honestly, I think it's obviously their best quality, and it's helping them win games. So the Panthers are open and vulnerable to the run. So if they use DeAndre Swift, I think they win. And so I'm going to take Chicago. And they're
I'm
home.
also going to go with I'm going to go with Chicago as well for basically the same reasons.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Carolina heading. I'm sorry, we just talked about that. We have Baltimore heading to Cincinnati for a nice divisional matchup. So this should be an awesome game. Ravens are coming off an amazing win off the back of Derrick Henry being goated. Cincinnati has been struggling this season, but I mean, who knows?
And it is in Cincinnati.
It is in Cincinnati, and that's big. I don't know what it is about Cincinnati. All the good teams that they play, they've been playing really well. They're losing a lot to the bad teams, which is like they're getting smoked by some of the bad teams is the weird thing, i.e. Patriots. So I think they're going to play the Ravens well, but I think they're ultimately going to lose this game.
I kind of meant the same way. I think the Bengals play decent, but I think the Ravens are a bit too much. I'm going with Baltimore.
Yeah, because what are they, 1-3, right?
Yeah, 1-3.
Yeah,
they beat the Panthers last week.
Right, they lost to the Commanders, who are 3-1. They lost by 5. They lost to the Chiefs, who are 4-0 by what, like a touchdown? Not even a point. They lost by a point. and then they lost by that game winner field goal, and then they got kind of smacked up by the Patriots. I think they've been playing. This is too good of a team. In the Ravens. So I mean, the Bengals. I'm not screaming danger, but you gotta start winning some football games. If it could start here, but I'm not. I don't think so. Unfortunately for them.
Yep. Okay, we got Bills. We got Texans. What a banger matchup.
This is a wild matchup.
This is a fun one. Texans 2-2. Bills
3-1.
3-1.
Coming off an
This is
really rough loss, though.
Yeah, this is a couple of the on paper contenders of the AFC.
Correct.
We both have Texans going to the Super Bowl in our early predictions.
Yeah, we have the same Super Bowl, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, and the Bills have shown themselves to be
very formidable,
humongous threats.
Yeah, and threats that we didn't expect to be as threatening. But I mean, Josh Allen looks electric. I don't know if he's gonna slow down at all. But I honestly hope he doesn't. I love seeing Buffalo succeed. I think the NFL is more fun when they are succeeding. I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game. Houston hasn't shown me enough to think that they can win a couple this type of football game right now.
Yeah. I'm also going to go with Buffalo. I think Buffalo is looking to bounce back after a pretty devastating loss to Baltimore last week.
Yeah.
And I think they need it. This is a tough call for sure, but I think Buffalo squeaks it out.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. Jacksonville is at home against the Colts this week. Is Anthony Richardson playing? Do we know yet?
I think he was a little bit banged up. I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor is not playing.
Jonathan Taylor is not playing.
And Anthony Richardson is still questionable.
This feels like the game that Jacksonville should win. No JT.
I don't know, dog. Joe Flacco's kind of goated.
Oh, it's Joe Flacco's the backup. Nah, give me the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Colts. I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah, never mind. My bad. I forgot who the backup was. But no JT's kind of sucks. But they have, I mean, the system's been great, so we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, we got a AFC East matchup, Dolphins-Patriots.
Unfortunately, this would be a lot better if, Miami wasn't dead.
Yeah. And I think because they are, I'm going with New England.
Yeah, they can't find anything on offense, and that's the weird thing, because they still have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane, and they're just not accomplishing anything. But I am also taking New England to win this game.
Okay. We got Commanders, we got Browns.
Bro, I mean, the Commanders are scorching. Browns aren't, so I'm taking the Commanders.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Give me Washington.
Jaden Daniels looks great, bro. I love it. I hate it as an Eagles fan, but I love it from a NFL fan standpoint, if that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, Raiders at Broncos. I think we've learned
Katie has these days circled on calendars because she knows that if the Raiders beat the Broncos, I'm in a shitty mood all week.
That's hilarious.
Yes, like she knows. She's like, when do the Raiders play the Broncos this week? It's happening.
Got it.
So you know me. We do the same thing here every year.
Yep.
If the Broncos are playing the Raiders, I don't pick against the Broncos. So I don't care if the Raiders are 4-0 and the Broncos are 0-50. I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't like what the Raiders are really doing this season. I also don't. I love what the Broncos defense has been doing. So I'm going to take the Broncos. I genuinely as a pick to win the game. So I love it.
Yeah, we got Cardinals. We got Niners. An NFC West matchup. A lot of division matchups this week.
Yeah. In San Fran, I believe they got their win against the Patriots last week. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They kind of crushed the Patriots.
Yeah, nice little win there because they have been struggling, and they are playing with a lot of people, but Deebo Samuel and Ayuk, so hopefully they can keep cooking. Deebo came back, and their offense put up numbers. I think I'm going to go with the Niners this week.
I'm also going to go with the Niners.
Yep, love it. I think it's a good pick. All right.
Okay. We got Packers. Yep. We got Rams.
I'm sorry, Rams. I really wish you guys weren't injured because this game would be so much fun. But I have to go Packers because I saw what they did at the end of last game.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good.
I agree with you. I'm going with the Packers. Though I will say, currently on the injury report, I believe Jaden Reed is supposed to play. but Romeo Dubs and why can't I think of their other receiver?
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson are both projected to not play this week.
Yeah, that's okay. Dontavian Wicks and freaking other dude, Jaden Reed will pop off then.
Yeah.
It just always that's the Packers offense. I swear, it's just a rotating number of 2 receivers. They don't have that guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah. All right, Seahawks Giants.
This is a fun one.
This can be fun, depending on how the Giants play.
The Seahawks.
I'm also gonna go Seahawks, especially since it's in Seattle. If the Giants actually come to play, I think they can compete. Genuinely, they just keep losing. If that makes sense, I think they could be competitive. They're just not winning the games. They're not finishing them all.
Yeah.
There's a couple games that like that all season. So yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Okay. And then that takes us to Sunday Night Football. We got an old-fashioned NFL matchup.
Yeah, this is oldie but a goodie.
Old-fashioned. Cowboys Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Steelers coming off their first loss of the season. Cowboys look a little bit questionable at times.
Yeah.
It's in Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. Give me Pittsburgh.
And I'm going with Pittsburgh as well.
I think the Cowboys don't win in the state of Pennsylvania this season.
Okay. And then Monday Night Football. Twice. No more doubleheaders for a minute. We do have another doubleheader in week 7, though, interestingly. But not this week. We got Saints and Chiefs in Kansas City this week. What a weird-ass Thursday night football.
Very weird Monday Night Football game, but surprisingly solid because the Saints are playing well.
The Tyrann Mathieu revenge game?
Tyrann Mathieu revenge. You're right. I think the Chiefs keep riding. I mean, they're at home.
I have no reason to think the Chiefs are not going to lose.
They're going to go in there by 5-0, and that's scary, actually.
Yeah, Chiefs. So did we went 1-for-1 every week this week. I think we went the same picks.
Yeah, we're identical this week.
Chargers, Eagles, Lions, and Titans are on buys for you fantasy people out there. Yep. Hopefully you already knew that because it's Friday.
Yeah, Crystal did not know that.
Started.
Crystal played me in the Forgettables League this season or this week and did not know that and realized her entire offense, because she has 90% Eagles players, is on the on buy. It was really funny. Before we head out for the day, I do have a question for you, because I wanted to talk about this because I saw it. First off, Kelsey Plum's the GOAT. We just went up by 20. We're on like a crazy run. It was like a 5-point game. I look back up, we're up 20. We're on a 17-0 run. The Aces, that is. So just wanted that to be notated for 7 minutes, dude. That's fucking insane. That's an insane run, by the way. 17-0 is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So something we noticed, there was some rumors and some confirmations came out of the Las Vegas Raiders camp this week. Devontae Smith is on the block.
You mean
Devontae Smith? Devontae Adams. Definitely not Devontae Smith. I hope to God Devontae Smith doesn't get traded. Devontae Adams, Tay, is on the block. I don't know if he requested a trade or they have given him the opportunity to seek a trade. Seems like there's some disgruntlement. So I want to talk about, what do you think some of the better destinations are for him? And I would say 3 of them come to mind.
I'd say one of them comes to mind. Devontae Adams, the Jets, makes too much sense.
That's one.
That's a team that needs another solid receiver. You know, like, I like Garrett Wilson and I like Alan Lazard, but I don't think that combo is taking the Jets over the top.
Right.
You throw Devontae Adams in there, back with his old teammate Aaron Rodgers.
You're crazy.
Like, Devontae Adams went to the Raiders not to get away from Aaron Rodgers, but to get with Derek Carr.
Right.
So I think the other one that makes sense is the Saints.
That was my other one. There you go. Okay.
But
in my brain,
the answer is Jets.
Yep.
Who's the third one you're thinking
of? The Packers. And here's why. What have we been saying about the Packers for just a couple seasons now? They have no bona fide one, but they have a lot of twos. If they were able to get Devontae, I think that would help them a ton. I mean, I think about a lot of teams. Obviously, a reunion. He played, obviously, there with A-Rod for a long, long time. I think with the coaching, it'd be really good. Jordan Love's a great quarterback. The only other one I could see would be, like, Dallas. I think Dallas would be an interesting spot because they're one of those teams that, like, need something to shake it up. Preferably, it should have been running back, but I digress. So I do think Jets, the top 3 though is Jets, Packers, Saints to me, were the 3 that made the most sense to me. and I think Jets makes the most sense. I really like the Packers fit, of course, but I would prefer him to go to the Jets. Just stay back out of the NFC, please. I appreciate it.
I think, Jets makes too much sense.
Yeah, I think Packers Saints also makes sense, and I think it would help both those teams could use that boost at that receiving core because the Saints lost Mike this offseason, right? Thomas. So replacing Michael Thomas with Devontae Adams is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a decent little pickup there.
Yeah, and we're getting closer to like a trade deadline situation. Trade deadline's week 8, right?
I believe so.
So we're gonna have a lot of those situations pop up here soon. I could see certain teams be moving off of good players because they're gonna be bad. The Raiders are one of those teams, and Adams has been, I think, disgruntled for a couple seasons now. So, and you could see it. His body language is so upset. Like he was playing with Jimmy G, and he's like, "Give me another quarterback, bro." It was crazy.
Yeah.
The Jaguars feel like a prime candidate to make some moves to sell. But I think we'll talk more about that next week. I think we're going to see more about what kind of comes out of week 5 and kind of seeing what teams kind of looking at and see what they can buy. Because I definitely could see like the Chiefs trying to buy a receiver that someone's selling because, the injury bug has hit them like a truck.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is all for today's episode of Behind the Plays. Any closing remarks from the good old co-host?
I got nothing, man. This is gonna be a fun week. It's Raiders week. You got the week off.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm very happy about that right now because this team has stressed me out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it should be a fun week. We got a lot of divisional matchups that should be awesome. A lot of good football. Looking to go 14-0 this week. That's the goal. 14-0 is the goal. So,
if we both go 14-0,
that'd be kind of nuts for the first time ever. That'd be kind of nuts.
That would be fate.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, week 5, 2024. You heard it here first. 14. Actually, we can't go 14-0. We already lost. Darn it.
That's true. 13-1.
13-1 it is. All right.
13-1.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I hate myself. That's gonna be the intro. That's gonna be the intro. Fuck. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today on Behind the Plays. I hope you had just as much fun as we do, as always. My name's Davion. That is Eric, and we are out of here. Peace.
See ya.
Let's go 14-0 this week, guys. We already fucking lost. We have hindsight.